At the start of the year, I did a video talking about 5 makeup resolutions I had for the year of 2022. So today we're just going to reflect on those 5 resolutions and actually see how I went with them, what I could have done differently, did I succeed, did I fail, and have a chat about it. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you. If it does, let's go ahead and do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. First things first. This makeup look is my full face of Pat McGrath Labs holiday look. It's probably already up on the channel. If not, it is coming very soon. So stay tuned. It's pretty much all Pat McGrath Labs, if you're wondering. Lip is Elson 2 from Pat. So let's talk all about makeup resolutions and the ones that I specifically made for this year. I'm going to link the original video down below for you. I posted it in January and it was called Makeup Resolutions for 2022. Very simple and to the point, and I had 5 of them. So we're going to talk about each 5 and see kind of how I went. So this is just a real chill, chatty video. If it's not for you, totally fine. See you in the next one. If not, or if you are excited for it or half intrigued, then let's keep going. So the first makeup resolution was that I wanted to continue or really start purchasing thoughtfully for my makeup collection. And I had started that at the end of last year. I had started really slowing down on my makeup purchases. I had been purchasing quite a lot of makeup prior to that. In the years prior, just regularly, I've been a high purchaser of makeup. And I think it was towards really towards the end of last year, or I just kind of came to the realization at the end of last year that, I really wanted to slow down a little bit, because something that really brought me joy was using my makeup collection and really getting to know each makeup piece in my collection and how it performs and how I best like it to apply and different ways I can use it, all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to continue purchasing thoughtfully throughout 2022, and I definitely think I've had phases. I think consistently I have done that for sure, but I do think I've had a couple little phases here and there where I've just kind of manic purchased some makeup. But I feel like I have a little bit more insight now as to why that actually might have been the case for me, rather than it just be me kind of feeling like I had to buy makeup or anything. So touching on the phases where I did kind of purchase too much makeup, or maybe purchase makeup that I didn't necessarily thoughtfully think through. I recently got diagnosed with ADHD. So it's something I've obviously had my whole life and had no idea about it. And part of my ADHD was chasing, and I think this is the same for everyone that has ADHD, was really chasing that dopamine hit and that next thrill and getting very bored of things very quickly. And I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I don't party, I don't do anything like that. So for me, shopping is like my vice, and shopping was where I would get my dopamine hit from. And so when I reflect upon those times that maybe I've kind of almost like blind purchased a heap of makeup that I didn't really think about, it's definitely been in those moments where my ADHD was at like a higher kind of impact on me than at other times. Because like, for example, when I'm tired, my ADHD traits are like way worse. I don't know if I'm using any of the right terminology. Okay, this is very new. I only got diagnosed officially last week, but I have been noticing my behavior and learning about it for some time. So apologies if I'm using the wrong terminology, but definitely I have seen when my ADHD or I'm tired and it's like impacting me a lot more, that's when kind of like my makeup purchasing and just purchasing in general has spiked. So I'm interested to see moving into the new year, now being medicated, what that will look like for me and if that will change. And I have no idea because it's still way too early to know. But I am interested to see how it's going to kind of change that spontaneous purchasing that I tend to have a habit of. However, I will say that I don't think that I really failed. I definitely do think I was quite conscious. I mean, I have a budget, you know, my channel isn't making exorbitant amounts of money where I can just purchase whatever makeup I want. So I was always having to be a bit strategic around what I was purchasing anyway, otherwise I was going to get into debt and I don't want to do that. So I do think overall, for the majority of the year, I definitely succeeded in purchasing a lot more thoughtfully. I definitely didn't bring in as much this year as what I would have in previous years. I definitely could have done better, but I think overall I definitely did succeed. For me, moving forward, it is still a fine balance between bringing in new makeup to review for you guys, because you guys seem to really value it and enjoy it, and also keeping a moderate collection. And I've been wrestling with this since like watching Hannah Louise post, and even this like as well this past week, decluttering her entire collection. There is a part of me that is lured in by that thought of having just a small collection and actually using it. And then there's a really big part of me that's like, oh no, no, I really love each piece that I have. But then also at the same time, I do tend to kind of get to this point in the year and start to feel a little bit overwhelmed by my collection, and not in a bad way, more in like a guilty way that I can't show each one of my pieces the love and attention that it deserves. And so that's when I like to really slow down on my makeup purchasing and kind of really appreciate the pieces that I have in my collection for a little while. And I think that's probably the tactic that I'll take moving forward into January and February, is just really pick up those key pieces that are coming out that either I really want or you guys really want to see a review from, because I mean, I do still want to grow my channel and also provide content for you guys that you're going to enjoy. Granted, I have the best audience in the world, because you guys always say don't buy anything that you don't want. So I do feel like I can balance it quite well, but I definitely think expect a lot of, you know, older makeup pieces. I mean, it sucks that like anything past 2 weeks is like older on here, but you know what I mean? Like expect me to be doing a lot of like just looks and stuff like that, because that's what brings me the most joy. And I really do want to show a lot of these eyeshadow palettes in my collection some love for a little while. Number 2 was using my whole makeup collection. And I actually think I did really well at this year, because I did a massive, I'll try and remember to link that video down below, but it was like I did a video where I went through my entire makeup collection, picked out a heap of products that were almost finished, and then I focused on them for like 3 months and finished a good chunk of them up. And you're actually gonna see a video probably at the beginning of January, I think, where I go through and show you guys all of the makeup empties that I used for the whole year of 2022. I like saved them all up for the entire year. And I have like a full drawer of just makeup products that are completely empty. So I think I'm pretty impressed with myself. I also have made a really big effort to like constantly make sure that I'm using like different products every day and not just sticking to like the same one over and over again, so that they are getting use. And then when I've been noticing things are kind of getting to that point where they're nearly getting completely used up or they're near their expiry date, then I kind of pull them aside and really focus on using them so that they don't go to waste. So I actually think I nailed resolution number 2, and I want to keep doing that in the new year. Number 3 was researching and trying different makeup techniques and following a lot of makeup artist videos and really deep diving on makeup artists. Okay, I failed probably half of it and succeeded in half. In terms of like watching and really deep diving on makeup artists, I really did do that. I've watched like every single Hung Van Gogh video. I've watched every single Lisa Eldridge video. If not, I've watched nearly every Lisa video like twice. All of Andrea Ali's videos. So, I mean, they're 3 of my favorite makeup artists of all time. So I really do feel like I have been deep diving on their techniques. I feel like I kind of understand their theory of their techniques as well, and how they apply and what is different between them and what is kind of more my style. Like Andrea Ali, for example, she applies her makeup a lot more in the style that I like to apply my makeup than Lisa or Hung Van Gogh. However, both Lisa and Hung Van Gogh, I really admire the way they do makeup. I just don't think it's suited towards me and my skin type as much. Well, Lisa, depending on the look, right? Whereas Andrea Ali, I really vibe with. So I guess in some ways, I probably have tried a lot of the techniques and different ways to do things. I'm not saying I'm a pro at it whatsoever, like I can assure you I'm not, but I've given it a good red hot crack over the year, but probably just not super intentionally. I think it's just like I watch every single one of their videos, I consume so much of their content that it would have just seeped in and I would have naturally just tried things. I do think that I have tried different techniques throughout the years, and I really have deep dived. I've even started reading Lisa Eldridge's face paint book, and I've got a Ray Morris masterclass book back there that I'm reading. So I guess I half succeeded, but probably wasn't as intentional about introducing the techniques as I could have been. You win some, you lose some. Number 4 was finding my ultimate concealer or concealer routine, whatever it was that was going to create that for me. I have really horrible under eyes. I really do. They're dry, they've got fine lines, they've got texture, I've got hyperpigmentation and the darkness, and it's like random colors of darkness. Even makeup artists that have done my makeup have commented on it. They're just weird, okay? But I really feel like I've made leaps and bounds in this area of my life this year. Now, I went on a massive concealer hunt. My lord, did I buy some concealers? My lord, did I buy some concealers? Holy dooly. I kind of stopped filming the whole concealer journey one because I just found it really boring to film concealer videos, and I don't think you guys seem to really enjoy them that much either from the views, so kind of gave up on that. But as soon as I found this one concealer too, I just was like, I don't need to worry about it anymore. This is it. I would say that there's 3 significant factors that have played into my concealer journey this year and me finally being happy with where my under eyes are at. Now, don't get me wrong. Could they be better? Yeah. But, you know, it is what it is. And I think that's the first big revelation that I've had. And I can't remember if I've talked about this before or not. But the biggest revelation that I had was that I was expecting, like I was buying all these powders, buying all these concealers, color correctors, you name it. And I was expecting these products to perform and to work miracles in a way that isn't humanly possible. I essentially was expecting these products to put filler on my under eye, take away the darkness forever, take away the pigmentation, take away the lines, which that's just not a reality. Do you know what I mean? Unless I want to go get plastic surgery on my under eyes, which I absolutely do not, it's not a reality. I do have texture, I do have darkness, I do have dryness, I do have hyperpigmentation, and the products can only do so much to really cover them. Do you know what I mean? And so I think what happened was I slightly lowered my expectations. I had this complete level of true perfection of what I thought a true perfect under eye looked like, and it wasn't humanly possible, okay? And I suddenly realized that it is okay if they're not this unrealistic level of perfection, and ever since I did that, it has honestly transformed the way that I view my concealer and my under eye products and my under eye routine. But in saying that, there are 2 products that I introduced this year that I never did last year, and they made a really big difference as well, just to creating, like, I got an almost perfect under eye in my personal opinion. Now, the biggest one is last year, I don't know if I was starting to play around with color corrector on the under eyes last year, or if I just didn't really understand it. Again, lowering those expectations. I think last year I was putting color corrector on and expecting it to just miraculously like fix everything in one go, and that's not really the purpose of it. But I really did notice this year that a good kind of light salmon, well, peach almost salmon color corrector for me is the right shade, and that it really can work miracles. So this is just the Bobbi Brown and the Charlotte Tilbury one. These are just 2 that I have in my collection that I think are the right shade for me right now, not necessarily formula based. However, I do like both of these formulas. I'm actually wearing the Bobbi Brown one today. I mean, I've hit pan on this, you can see how much I like it. A good color corrector has really gone a long way in helping that darkness. It doesn't cancel it out completely. I don't think anything is going to cancel out my darkness completely. It's just really dark, and it's like such odd coloring that I would almost need to like do a patchwork style color correcting to actually properly kind of neutralize it completely. So lowering the expectation, but also the peachy kind of almost salmon-y color really does help quite a lot in that area and just brightening it up a little bit. This concealer though is hands down the best concealer I have ever tried. This concealer, I normally have to put on 2 to 3 layers of concealer for my under eyes to be covered, or at least the darkness to be cancelled enough where it doesn't look like I've been punched in the face. This concealer I can put 1 layer on, and a small amount at that, and it will actually cover my under eyes. But not only that, it hydrates my under eyes enough so they don't look drier, it's long lasting, and it doesn't wear away weird or anything like that. It's such an incredible, impeccable concealer formula, I tell you, and it's the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. The second I tried this concealer, the whole game was changed for me, and I fell absolutely head over heels in love with it, and I don't feel like I need to manic buy concealers or anything like that anymore, because I truly feel like I have found the one. I really do. I could honestly get rid of all my concealers right now. I really could. I'm not going to because I can still use them, but I can just keep this in my collection and I feel like it's just the one. It's perfect and I love it. And last but not least, number 5 was use more of my lipsticks, in particular use more of my colored like bolder type lipsticks, not just my neutral ones, and I failed miserably. I'm not gonna lie, I can't even pretend like I succeeded in any way, shape or form. Maybe the odd video I used a different lip color, but in my real life I really didn't. I just stuck to my glosses. I went through a lot of glosses and lip balms, like a lot. I don't even think I went through one lipstick. I really don't. I don't think I went through one. So I failed miserably. Am I going to keep that challenge on for next year? No. No, it doesn't interest me. I've changed my mind. I want to use them, but I'm just going to buy lipsticks in colors that I know I'm actually going to get use out of instead of these colors, because I'm like, I should have a variety. I don't care if I have 50 shades of neutral lipsticks in my collection, because that's what I like to wear, with the odd pop of red. So, sue me. So I failed that one and I don't really care about it, is the end result of that, because I am who I am. Alright, that is all 5 makeup resolutions that I made for 2022. Do you want to see a new one for next year? Should I do another 5 resolutions in January for the year ahead? Let me know in the comments if you want to see those. And other than that, I just hope that you had a nice time hanging out and chatting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you succeed at any resolutions that you set for yourself this year? I would also love to hear that. And if you're watching till this point, well, you know you're an absolute legend. Thank you so, so much. And I hope that you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye.